We can go to questions if you want.
Patty, how did it feel to be back home? And I wanted to ask you about just the grounds crew, what they had to do to accomplish this.
Yeah, amazing, amazing. We were looking out there every day thinking this is not going to go. And they were there day and night shoveling snow, and there's a lot going on. And they also were trying to get Marita Hines Field ready as well. So we were really, really pleased about that because it looked like we may not play this weekend. The crowd came out, really excited about that. They were excited to see us. It felt good to be home. We've been traveling quite a bit, so it was nice to be home.
And then, Cassidy, for you, just walk us through that fourth inning at bat, and then how have you felt just overall at the plate here through the start of the season?
Today was definitely a pick-me-up for the beginning of the season, how I've been doing, but the last at bat was just, I was really thinking about the pitch before that I missed, and I was like, get another pitch, hit it hard, and it just ended up being a home run.
And Patty, just what did you think about the offense as a whole today?
I wanted us to start off a little bit stronger. I don't feel like our first couple of innings, Ella hit the ball down the line. It was counted as an error. It was hit. We were hitting some balls hard. I thought what was important to get things started was Emerling's walk, and then Gabby Garcia fighting for, I think she was working the count back to turn it into a walk. We ended up loading the bases, and then everything started to change. I think, to be honest, the last couple of weeks we've seen these guys hit the ball much harder early in the game as well, like setting the tone. So we didn't do anything wrong. We did everything right. Defense was great. Pitching outstanding. It's just, I think what we're used to seeing is like one after another, after another, after another. And it was kind of like a walk, maybe a ground out, then another walk. It was kind of more pieced together than just gap, 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 gap.
What do you think of Kirsten's 4 innings? And what do you think of her start to the season so far?
Really good. She's really elevated her game. Very comfortable on the mound. She's been working really hard. I thought she handled them very, very well.
Kirsten, along those lines, just the first couple weeks of the season, how have things felt for you just in the circle?
Yeah, it's been really good to not face our offense. So that's a really great thing, just to be able to see how much this staff is capable of and how much we're growing. It's a really fun process to be a part of. So can't thank our coaches and everything enough for that. So,
Kristen, how much do you feel like you've grown? Did you add a pitch? Are you trying to do anything different this year?
I'd say me and Coach Roach are just trying to elevate everything that I have and just continue to trust all my pitches and just work in routine and be confident so the consistency throughout the game can continue to excel and stay through the game. So I think it's just kind of just staying and doing what I do kind of in a sense. So just trusting my pitches and going out there strong.
Patty Isabella, when you brought her in the 5th, what did you think about how she did that?
Outstanding. And we're trying to, it might seem like, we're very excited to be home, but it's not easy to throw somebody out there in front of 4,200 people. Well, we were playing our battle series in front of 1,000, and that was big for some of these guys because they haven't played in front of, some of our freshmen have not probably been in front of crowds bigger than 200 or 300. So you could feel it. And we had the same kind of start last year, but it was different. It was more petrified. We were just kind of on a slow start. But we really wanted to get some people some opportunities, and Bella did exactly what we needed her to do.
Eric, go ahead.
First, I want to ask you, I don't want to use the word pressure, but being the most experienced pitcher coming back from last year, how did you handle that role before the season, and how do you feel 11 games in?
I feel really prepared. Having some of the elite pitchers that we've had in the past, I think I've learned so much from them, and I kind of take what I've learned from them and be able to help all these other pitchers, but also just the transfers have so much knowledge themselves too. So it's really cool. Our staff just picks each other's brains all the time, so it's really fun.
Patty, I wanted to ask you too about Ella's loop double. That's hustle all the way because most people it's a single. Just talk about her ability to read balls and just be aggressive.
Yeah, I think she might be deceiving. Her body's just so big and strong, but she's very, very quick. And I credit that to Fale Steele for just putting her hand out and saying, just keep going. And she does that a lot, and we have way more success than us getting thrown out. So she has that ability at any time, Ella Parker. She's just a really well-rounded athlete.
Jenny?
Hey Patty, you talked earlier in the week about having an extra week of games here at your park and how you've added that. I know playing an outdoor sport, you can get canceled by weather anytime, but is what you went through trying to get the fields ready part of the risk of maybe adding an extra week instead of traveling somewhere else this time of year?
Yes, I was been crossing my fingers because this is the Mary Nutter weekend, and we did miss going to that. I know our players kind of like it. It's very expensive, though. So it was a risk of saying, can Oklahoma, and I'm just watching the, 100 hours that we've been in, like, freezing temps, and I'm like, oh, but the grounds crew, again, were heroes for this weekend, and they were posting. I saw some of the posts that they were putting out, and so I'm definitely going to take them all out to lunch or dinner or something, and I asked them what they would like, and they said Rudy's, so that's cheaper than kegs of beer or whatever. Yeah, so, but they were amazing. They were outstanding. It was really, I saw Toby Baldwin up on the concourse shoveling snow as well as I was walking in, so everybody was pitching in, and it was really a team effort, and it really feels very supportive to have people like that work for you.
Hey, Kirsten, could I ask you, since you're the elder of the two players in here, I mean, you've usually been on the road this time of year. What has it been like to see that you were going to have obviously 2 weekends away, but then these 3 weekends at home before conference play starts?
It was great to see how many Sooner fans were in the stands. Like, even with the cold, like, they're sticking with us, like, all the way through it. So I think just being able to have these freshmen play early in the season with this home crowd, they'll be able to get prepared and used to it kind of as the season progresses. So I think it's really good for not only us, but everyone else, too.
John, go ahead.
Patty, if I heard you right, this year's team with a bunch of freshmen and newcomers was less petrified out here than the team last year with all the seniors and all those stars. Is that right?
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
You don't know what you don't know, and we're just going to keep it right there. Just let them go out there and not really think about what's at stake. We had more at stake last year with winning streaks and all kinds of things going on, and I don't know, it was something we've never felt before. We felt a lot of pressure last year, from what I remember. We've been playing in this. We played in this in the fall, all fall, so it's not as new to us as it was last year. Last year was, I mean, the first time we played on it, we were playing a game against an opponent. So we're going to be comfortable. It's the fans that there's so many of them that it's a little bit like jaw-dropping at times for some of them, but I think they handled it really well.
Does that make it feel more like a little bit of an actual reset for the program then? The fact that this team's been here and kind of done that?
I think it definitely helps because it was really what we were doing last year and shuttling from Marita High. It was very unsettling, the things that we had to do, and you can't go out on the field yet, and you know we're walking on the field, but we're not playing on the field, these kind of things. And so it took us a little bit of time to get used to it, and they were uncomfortable. But yes, I think with this team, they don't I'm not going to say they don't care. They've already felt it enough that it's pretty easy for them.
Could I get Cassidy's thoughts on that as well? Just this year's team playing here versus kind of the vibe last year?
I would just say it's like there's no stress. Like last year's team had a lot of outside factors going into the stands, and like the games we played last year in that stadium were pretty tough. So like knowing we can go into this game having the Battle Series experience on the field, it was easier to play this game without as much stress of outside factors.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Patty, you
Tarek, and then
talked
thank you.
about starting to hit the ball further and liking what you've been seeing there, but 0 strikeouts today, and we've been able to kind of keep the strikeouts down so far this season. How much have you liked what you've seen?
I love that. We've been more than doubled our walks to strikeouts. You add our hit by pitches in there, and we are almost triple the amount right now. So that means that you're on base a lot, and that is exactly what we're looking for. So it's been really disciplined team at the plate doing their thing.
Hey Patty, with a game tomorrow and 2 games on Monday, does that change anything in your guys' game plan with like endurance? Obviously, your games on Monday, there's a 3 hours, sort of difference in between the games. Does that change anything about your games?
No, not really. I like the fact that tomorrow we're playing Wichita, single game. They're good. They've proven that already, so we know what we're dealing with. I don't think they mind having a day of excused absences Monday from class so they can play 2 games. So I think they're just fine.